Hey students, good morning. I hope you're having a nice day and that your family's staying safe and healthy. So today, we're reviewing our rhythms a little bit. I thought I'd make it fun by incorporating a little bit of Pokemon into our rhythm exercise. So before we get into looking at the Pokemon, I want to first review the two types of rhythms that we've looked at. Okay, so the first one is a quarter note, and then the second one is an eighth note. Now with quarter notes, you notice that they don't have this little flag, so that's how you're going to be able to tell the difference between the two, okay? So when we're counting quarter notes, they can only get one beat. So if we're counting 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, that means that each one of those counts gets exactly one quarter note. So let's clap to it, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, quarter, 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 quarter. Do we see how each count gives you just one quarter note? Okay, so moving on to our eighth notes. Eighth notes are worth half as much as a quarter note. What that means is every beat gives you two eighth notes, or basically saying an eighth note is worth two beats. Okay, so we're still counting 1, 2, 1, 2. We're gonna clap twice as much now. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and eighth, 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 eighth. Now quarter, 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 quarter. Okay, do we see the difference? All right. So now we're gonna bring our Pokemon friends into the mix, and we're gonna start with my very favorite Pokemon, Charmander. So if you look at their names, every Pokemon's name has a rhythm that goes along with it. So for instance, Charmander is Charmander, Charmander. It's a quarter, then two eighth notes. So we would count that 1, 2, and 1, 2, and Charmander, Charmander. So do we see how their names have a rhythm to that? Okay, so moving on. Now we're going to bring two new Pokemon friends into the mix. The first one I'm sure you'll recognize is, that's right, Pikachu. And then the second one we'll also bring up is Bulbasaur. Now, I want you to look at something very specifically, and I'll kind of just cover that up so you're not getting confused. You'll notice that both Pikachu and Bulbasaur have a similar rhythm to their names, right? They both have two eighth notes and then a quarter note. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So likewise, we go Pikachu, Pikachu, and then Bulbasaur, Bulbasaur. Now you might notice that's actually the exact opposite of the one we just learned with Charmander. With Charmander, it's a quarter note, then two eighth notes. But with these two Pokemon, it's two eighth notes and a quarter note. So we have Charmander, Charmander. And then we reverse it, now it's Pikachu, Bulbasaur. Do we see how the rhythms are lining up with their names? Okay, let's add one more. I'm going to take down Bulbasaur. And finally, we have my man, Slowpoke. Now with Slowpoke, you'll notice he has no eighth notes in his name. It's just two quarter notes. So that means his name is on every beat. So if we go 1, 2, 1, 2, it's Slowpoke, 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 quarter, 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 quarter. All right. So now what I want you to do is that you're going to go home, and I want you to pick out two of your favorite Pokemon, and I want you to be able to write out their name using a quarter note or an eighth note. Some of them might have just quarter notes in their name. Some of them might just have eighth notes in their name. So it's up to you to be able to figure that out. I want to see y'all post, and I can't wait to see which Pokemon y'all choose. Maybe it'll be one of my favorites. Okay, guys, so I want you to take care, have a nice day, and until next time, I want you to have a musical day.